Hey guys, Footy Manager TV here, and welcome to the second season of my Journeyman career in FM 2014 with Club Brugge, for now at least, because I have a job interview with SC Heerenveen. I think that's how you say their name. I've always been confused how to say it. It's like Heerenveen or something, but if you know, just drop in the comments. That will be very much appreciated, especially if I join the club. But we have a job interview, first one, which is it's enjoyable because even with how well I did with Manchester United, I never got an offer like this before. So it's very interesting to see, and I just want to go through the process. But honestly, I don't really want to leave because I qualified for the Champions League with Club Brugge, but you got to sit back and think, do I stand a realistic chance of winning it? So that's what I mean. I put them in a good place. I did what I can do, win the league and the domestic cup. Maybe it's time to move on. I just want to win heaps of competitions with different teams, and that's what this series is about more than anything. Going abroad, heaps of different nations, different leagues, and doing the best I can. And I won the league in the first season, don't forget about that. So I won 2 competitions with Club Brugge. That's the main thing I'm trying to get across. And anything else is probably unrealistic to win. But we move on to SC Heerenveen, and we're going to have an interview with them, because you see here the chairman, Mike Averdijk, has invited me to attend an interview with the board as they wish to discuss a possibility for me becoming the manager. It's always exciting when you read that. It says the interview will give you opportunity to view the proposed vision and allow you to forward alterations for the SC Heerenveen board to consider. The board wish to make it clear that they reserve the right to adjust the transfer and wage budget in the future without prior consultation. So that's very interesting. I'll just attend. There's no harm in attending the interview. So here they say the board are pleased that you have taken the time to attend today. There are a few questions we would like to ask to see if you are the manager we want to take the club forward. And obviously there's only one option. I'll just choose that, which says, I'm glad you've given me the chance to talk to the club. Let's get down to business. So here, M. Van Beers says, if hired, we would expect you to guide the team to a top half finish. Do you think you could do better than that? What's 3? Okay, I'll tell you 3 options, then I'll make a choice. If given the job, I have far greater ambitions for the team than the ones proposed. If given the job, I think I could make the team slightly beyond the proposed expectations. I think the proposed expectations is realistic. It's hard to say because I need to still look at the team. I haven't really analysed the team yet. They're predicted to come 7th. You can see there with the media prediction. But they've got some good facilities as well that I want to show you. If you look here, superb training facilities, great youth facilities, junior coaching is good, and above average youth recruitment. It's probably not as good, at least the youth recruitment, it's not as good as with Club Brugge, but again, it's something to work on. And I've got to look at the other teams, like Ajax is obviously, Ajax, PSV, they're 2 of the bigger teams. FC20 comes to mind as well, and RZ, so they're like a top 4, just my first initial reaction of the teams. And I also got to see where they finished last season as well. Where's the results? How do I find this out? Overview. Where are we? We click on their team. History. Here you go. View history. Last season they came 6th. So that's a good season, really. But I really have to analyse the squad more. If you look in depth, I don't want to, it's going to take a long time, but if you look at I'm just going to do a quick review. Their value of their team isn't really high. In terms of young players, they got a Tigba. He's a good young talent, I know, definitely. I'm just really giving you a review, or me checking out the best players that would be in the team if I did go to this team. You can check them out right here. This guy's a left back, decent. You can see, I'll give you the best player here. Finn Bogerson, he's obviously a good striker. That will be very important. But the team has to be positions like the similar formation. See, they've got strikers that are good, obviously, than the wingers. They've got some wingers. But this guy, as a right winger, doesn't seem that great, just judging off his value in that. So is there another right winger? Alexander Hleb is playing for them, but obviously he's a bit older now. So I'm not sure if this team, they do have some good younger types, but they have Wolfer Cream as well. Of course, real life, he's moved on, but he's a decent player. Central midfielder, though, not a wing on the right. They don't really have the team. I'll definitely need a decent amount of transfer budget to obviously do a job with this team, in my view. If I don't have that great transfer budget, I don't think I can. But I think if given the job, I like to say I can slightly, not have far greater ambition, just slightly do above that. Maybe qualify for Europa League, maybe. We'll see what we can do with that. And let's see if Hyde were willing to provide you with a transfer budget of 4.3 million. What do you think of the proposed figure? I feel I would need a much larger transfer budget. Yeah, that's the only reason I would want to leave. Would the pros wage budget? I don't know. It really depends. Like, again, I have to check out. I think I'll need a... Yeah, I just want everything maximum as possible. Because ideally, I don't want to leave from Brugge yet. So, what does it say here? I was just looking at these things on the right there. Looking at the philosophy. So, are there any job aspects you would like to judge you on? It's hard to say. Possession, because that's a good way to keep my job, because the formation I use and tactic is possession, so it's good to say that. Anything else? I would like to sign high-profile players. It's hard to say. Yeah, I don't really know. I don't know if that's going to be a situation, so I just gotta do that. I was just reading them to myself. There's nothing really. Yeah, because I still don't know so much about the team. So, do you have any requests for us to? Should we consider to hire you? Improve the youth recruitment. That's definitely something I'll think. We're willing to accept your proposal to improve the club's youth recruitment. I think that will be it. To be honest, I have no further requests because that's what I noticed that was most poor. So, that's the first time I went through that really situation. So here, we're getting some loans, but what I'm going to do, I'm still going to show you the update of my transfers in case we actually do go through with that. Got to move on to next season here. Obviously, this is where it all went down. We sold a couple of players. Jonathan Blondell for 700k has gone out because, again, he doesn't really suit the style of play. Leo Rafalov, 1.5 million. I felt that was good. I wanted to get him out of the team. Physically, he was really poor, didn't have enough pace. And yeah, he didn't really do a similar job. Like, he was the left winger. 27 games, 5 goals. It's not really enough, especially comparing to Sabota on the opposing side, who did really good. And the rest just let go of some youth players that I don't think will be good enough, and team in the under-21s. But here we made a lot of transfers. It's a decent amount of transfers for 2 million. But keep in mind, a couple of them are younger players who probably won't make an impact. So first up on a free transfer, Mohamed Abu from Manchester City. They obviously let him go. Well, they didn't let him go. He was able to sign on a approach to sign, which I did in January. He's a decent defensive midfielder, could play as a deep line playmaker as well. So that's a decent signing, decent player for a free. That's what I mean. Like, really good player that we are getting on free transfers. Kiko, the Spanish young talent, like I mentioned previously, I remember him like a couple of years ago on Football Manager at Atletico Madrid when he and Koke were very good young players, and you can get him for a decent fee, like really cheap. And obviously in real life, Koke has really done well, but this guy Kiko has moved on into the Serie A. He's been in Italy for a few seasons now, but now he's moved on without really getting. He hasn't really broken through, so he had to move on. He didn't really get a chance for them. Only played one time, and he scored. Really, scoring from one game, you would expect, like he would expect to be given more of a chance, but he wasn't. So I'm really happy to sign him on a free transfer. You can see 4.5-star potential ability for a free transfer. I think he'd be good. He can be a very good player, and he could play on that left side. That's where I'm training him right now. He's a really quick player. He's a decent crosser and dribbling, and determined as well. So he's a decent player to sign on a free transfer. Next up, Tom Kearney from Hull City. Surprisingly, he wasn't played too much in the Premier League. He did get some appearances, but he was on loan as well to Blackburn in the Championship. He played a decent amount of games, but he wasn't a great player by the average rating. So it's very interesting to see how he goes. Because he will suit the way we play, definitely. He'll be the advanced playmaker in my view, because he can dribble, his balance is good, or can play deep line playmaker as well. So he can play a couple positions, which is always good. He looks decent for a free transfer, at least. So you see report 4-star potential ability for this level. No doubt he's a good player. And next up, again, this guy is a similar type. Interestingly enough, he is touted as the next Patrick Vieira, which is obviously something good to have with that 4.5-star potential ability. I would look at him as a defensive player. You can see strength is good and all of that. but his tackling is only 8, which I'm working on specifically in training, and marking's only 9. So I feel he could be a better deep line playmaker instead of defensive midfielder. And in defensive midfield, he played at halfback, so I don't think he'd suit that. He's a guy that's going to get forward from a central midfield position. Because we've got information, he runs with the ball through the centre and he gets into opposition area, plays 1-2s as well. So he could be a decent player. Again, I like getting these young players that's good enough for the first team on free transfers, but can grow as well. That's what I mean. You can really see that through the transfers I made. They're all similar types in terms of being good enough for the first team, but have the ability to grow. Next guy was available for a free transfer. He was dropped by FC Porto or released. They didn't offer him a contract, so able just to sign him on a free, which was good. I just put him straight into under-21s because I still don't feel he's that high quality, and we have a lot of... he does have the potential, or sort of. He has potential to be a leading player in this league. I just felt it was realistic to sign him up. It was a good thing to do because, again, there's no risk in signing him. That was the view I took when I signed him for a free transfer. Then next up... definitely a big player here, Frederick Canute, training him to play centre mid as well. He could play that similar role to Gudjonsson because he's a good technically gifted player. Mental attributes are really, really high as well, so hopefully he can play a striking position as well. If you see in striker, he can play, well, not advanced forward, but yeah, he's lost his pace. We'll just see what's the best role for him, but mostly realistic, we'll drop him back to a midfield position. Next up, we have got some more regions to show you. Pedro Garrido, really cheap fee. If you see again, 23.5k, really, really cheap. Put him straight in the under-19s for a 15-year-old. Check his report, 5-star potential ability. That's really high level. So if I do move on, this team is going to be in good stead because, we did have a very good youth intake, even though that episode I didn't do into full, really in-depth because I was annoyed at people, but let's not worry about that anymore. All you know is we have really good players coming through. And then Javier Galindo on a free transfer. Again, no compensation or anything, just a 16-year-old. Again, put him in the under-19s. And he's a very good prospect. He's got the 4.5-star potential ability. So this team is definitely going to be a good place in the future because of my transfers. Miguel Abreu, yet another Portuguese talent on the right wing. Could play that wing back very well, to be honest, because he could be attacking and provide a force down that side. He's got that 5-star potential ability and was signed for 165k, really cheap. I always like to sign regions. You'll see that in my videos. That's just how I play. But now some more bigger players. These are really the big transfers of the season that weren't frees. Stefan Strandberg for 250k, which is definitely a bargain. You can get these Scandinavian players really cheap. If you scout a lot, you can find some decent prospects. And yeah, he's a really good player. You can see his ratings there for 2 seasons for Rosenborg. Amazing ratings. I know he was a bargain signing in FM13 as well. That's why I knew about him. And you can see a very good centre-back. And defensive mid can be a creative as well. Like 12 passing, technique 13. That is decent. And also, to round off, we signed a very good striker, Simone Zaza from Juventus and Sassuolo. They both owned him. He was co-owned. So I still feel I got him fairly cheap because his value is over 2 million. It's 2.1 million and we got him cheaper for that. But just look at those attributes. He's not the quickest player, and I am working on his quickness in training specifically in the specific attribute, but he's a really good finisher. Look at that, 17 finishing, but he's only rights only. So I go development training. I might look to do this. Leka, I signed a new coach as well. He's a defensive coach with 19 defending. If you click on him there, he's got 19 defending. So I felt, because we conceded a lot of goals from the corners, set pieces, all of that, and I feel we needed a good coach. And level of discipline, again, that's another big thing, to make my players disciplined. So I think those things can tie together well in terms of training. And he's from France as well. That's good to get that knowledge of France. Hopefully get some players from there. But anyway, yeah, I'll definitely use him right now. Technique training. I want Simone to develop his weaker foot because it's... Okay, he has to try. I just have to say give it a go because he says he can't see it being a success, but it's something I have to try because it's weak. But if that doesn't work, I'll teach him to avoid using his weaker foot. That's the best thing to do. But anyway, he's touted as the next Roberto Betteggia. Is he in the game? No, he's not. But obviously has got good potential with that. Is it 4.5 star or just 4 star? But has potential to improve significantly in the future. But he's already a star player for Pro League side. So leave your signing of him or your thoughts of the signing for him. I felt it was really amazing. He's well-rounded, definitely. You can see those high attributes. For this level, he could be an amazing striker. But if you look last season for Sassuolo in the Serie A. He played 15 times, only scored twice, but that is definitely high level. What does CB mean? I know I bought it from 2 teams. It obviously means that, but I don't know what it stands for specifically. But anyway, I know he was a co-owned player. So yeah, regardless, he's got really high attributes. Finishing, composure really high. Flair, he's got flair as well. Anticipation is good. Off the ball 15. So yeah, leave your thoughts on him. And that's pretty much on all the transfers. There's not much else I did. You can see, obviously, you would be aware now that my squad is big. I might look to sell a couple, but I don't know. The squad is built. I built it to a big stage, and we've got some talent. I might need to sell a couple, but there's some guys that I won't be using a lot, like Timmy Simmons. I put him as a backup player for now because I'm just going to have him in the first team to help for training, and he's already tutoring one of our best talents. Well, yeah, no doubt he is the best talent in our team from the youth intake, a 15-year-old Bram Lammers. So learning from him is just a fantastic thing, especially as he has 18 determination. It's not going to grow heaps, it's just going to grow to the 18, because when you tutor someone, their determination goes to whatever the player they're learning from. Timmy Simmons, see, he's got determination of 18 and some other good mental attributes, so it's only going to be good things. And they can also learn their preferred moves from them. He plays short and simple passes. That could be very good for a defensive midfielder like Bram. You can see I'm working on his strength as well. Well, I make my under 18 or under 19s manager, or whatever they're called, or head of youth development, not sure, one of those, to do the training for under 19s and under 21, so they can set it. And he's working on his strength, which is very important. Physical attributes are the best to work on when the players are under 18 or even under 21, and then work on their technical attributes or mental when they get above 21. That's what I notice is best anyway. So yeah, he's probably my best prospect, and that's pretty much it for now. I've gone through my squad, my transfers, the job interview as well, to see what happens with that. But yeah, I really like the squad I built. But the thing is, I'm going to be in Champions League, of course. But the thing is, what could I do in Champions League? It's not realistic to win it. I would imagine a similar thing will happen, like against Fiorentina. We stand no chance of winning. That's what I mean. So it'll be very interesting. I placed them in a good stead. Obviously, wage budget is in the red. But if we sell one player, it'll be probably fixed up because the transfer budget. Then I'll drop back the transfer budget and put on wage budget. I'll definitely at least sell one player, but we'll see how it goes. So, yeah, hopefully you enjoy this. Leave your thoughts if I should move teams. That's if they do offer me a contract, because I asked for a bigger wage budget and a bigger transfer budget, which I need. Because I felt their squad, it didn't look good in my first really glimmer at their team. So, yeah, leave your thoughts on it and leave your thoughts on the transfers I made. I felt I did really well with the free transfers. And like Simone Zaza, amazing striker. I felt I needed a really good striker. But anyway, that's enough for now. Hopefully you enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys next time.